Can't play if you don't pace.
Can't miss any of this gold.
I don't need to mention my waffle preference.
I like waffles, but I don't like them too much.
Yeah, I don't know why John just broke my brain like that.
Hey everybody, this is Big Campaign Stories. I'm Jeff, your GM. To get us started here, let's begin with some lightsaber checks. Marshall,
Hello, I am Marshall. I play Keegan, and I am rolling my lightsaber, and I got 17. Sean, you take it.
I'm Sean. I'm playing Boars, and I rolled a 14. Johnny.
This is John playing as Lucius, and I got a 7. Jesse, go for it.
This is Jesse. I'm playing as Oswald, and I got a 1. I guess I'm rolling again.
Oh my
Sean,
goodness.
you jinxed it.
Oh my goodness.
Followed by 5.
Ooh, trying for that one.
Yep.
alrighty. Sitting in the wrecker, Lucius and Fours confirm as the large and expensive vehicle belonging to Dorudel, a tech mogul from the Farthen Valley, pulls up in front of the large building in downtown Duskbanter. Dorudel will get out and head into the building, leaving behind his bodyguard in the driver's seat. Outside, though, the driver will step out of the vehicle to light up a cigarette as he looks over and is distracted by a guy spinning a Punch Junction sign, wearing heavy tactical armor made of bright oranges and pinks. Oswald, up above on the side of a building, watches and waits for his moment. Keegan, can I get either a bluff check or, if you have some sort of cool perform check, I'll take that as well. Something to show me your sweet sign twirling skills.
Let me see. I do not have perform, so you wanted a...
A bluff will work, or whatever skill you think will work for this. If you have one that works well for the military, I'll take rifle spinning.
Would you approve of acrobatics for hanging onto this thing, spinning it around instead of myself around?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Boom.
It gave you just the edge you needed.
So Marshall rolled a 4.
As my sign flies out of my hand.
He rolled a 2. He got a 4.
As the sign goes flying out of your hand into traffic, the bodyguard begins laughing profusely. But this does give an opening to Oswald, clinging to the side of the building, seeing the vehicle still running and the driver's seat window down and the driver's seat empty.
Yep. I'm gonna swoop down using my grappling hooks and try and deftly just get in the seat of the vehicle and drive it off.
What skill are we using?
Since the bodyguard is just laughing, I probably don't have a lot of time, so I'm gonna try and do it quickly and smoothly rather than slowly and sneakily. So I feel like acrobatics probably.
Alrighty, go and give me an acrobatics.
Good luck.
I got a 34.
Alrighty. Yeah, with the 34, you deftly dance down the side of the building and across the traffic from above as you bounce right through that window into the driver's seat. With a natural 1, he does not seem to be aware that this is happening yet as he is cough laughing through his cigarette.
I will stumble to the street to get my sign to try and get him to chuckle more.
But with that, go and give me a drive, Oswald, as this bodyguard has just enough time to throw his cigarette to the ground as he reaches for his gun as you try to take off.
I got a 14 on my ride check.
Alrighty. There's that classic scene as you pull into traffic and people honk. The bodyguard yells for you to stop with gun pointed at the vehicle as you take off into the streets. 20 minutes later, the wrecker will pull up alongside Oswald with Lucius, Fours, and Keegan getting out. You guys will see Urushi is waiting there. Solid pull. Amon will be sending over the funds soon. Thanks again, Lucius.
Anytime.
I'll toss Arushi the keys.
He'll high five you as he swaps places, gets into the
Hell yeah.
driver's seat, and begins to head out. A simple job, one of those classic ones that people trying to hide assets. Dorudel technically owns the company that hires the bodyguard, but it looks like the vehicle was put in the bodyguard's name, so for insurance reasons. But that bodyguard owed a significant debt to Amon, and you guys were here to pick up his car. But as you return to base, Sharap will wave as he walks by the window with a cup of coffee, Akalik and Max are down in the garage working on the broken sculptor.
The one that's missing a piece.
Yeah, we've been playing with that thing since dawn of time.
It's been 2 days since the dinner. What are you guys up to?
I will have shed some stress from it. I'll be more relaxed than normal, coming up with plans for how I want to deal with the aftermath of it. It's weighing heavy on my mind that I need to find allies that I would normally not ever consider. We're talking gangs, we're talking cops, but for now, I'm just kind of okay. And I would see this day probably starting with another trip to Goodberry's.
I imagine I'm probably itching to go back out to the offices of
Banter support.
Banter Support. I really want to see what I can find out about, like, follow that thread of the attempted assassination. But I imagine I've just been busy with, boosting cars, things like that. But really hoping that I'm gonna have some free time to do that soon.
Over the past couple days, I've been thinking about the situation we're in and everything going on, and I'm actually going to go talk to Gore really quick. He's at the front desk.
Yeah, Gore's at the front desk, new shoes up on top of it, as you can hear Cobbler snoring away in the desk drawer.
Gore, how's it going this morning?
Oh, hey, morning, Keegan.
Morning. I need a favor from you, if you don't mind.
Yeah, scaled eyebrow will raise.
And actually, I mean, not just for me, but it's for the company. Orion, when he was here the other night, mentioned that we weren't the only business he was looking to acquire. Could you, since it's all public record, track down or find out who else he's issued challenges to, and see if we can't set up a meeting with everybody? I don't know if there's rules about teaming up, but there might be beneficial to see if we can't coordinate our war weeks.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think I see what you're trying to do. Yeah, we'll do, Mr. Creek.
Thank you. And now I'll go talk to Lucius about that, or at breakfast.
All right, and fours.
So is this after the job that we just got back from?
You guys repossessed the vehicle this morning, bright and early.
All right. After we get back, there's probably not a whole lot of time in between that and Goodberry. So yeah. If I did have time, I'd maybe be sitting on the roof area and looking out over the block.
Yeah, sitting there looking over the block, you can see the line starting to form for breakfast at the Bah Hamburger put up down the street from you guys. You can also see a couple of Amon employees, their sweet jumpsuits or speed suits, if you want to be cool about it. One dark blue, one dark red, as they're putting up posters and signs that have a picture of a kind of tan-skinned gentleman with glasses on it. From a front-facing view with letters across the bottom that spell out "No prism allowed."
What's the prism equivalent for the common person for me, let's say?
You've read about them potentially on forums, like you've caught small clips in the news that have been quashed down before. It appears that they were a paralegal or paramilitary group that was working for Amon, but Amon has over the last couple weeks has come out distinctly saying that they were part of an affiliate group that everyone was supporting that unfortunately had turned terrorist.
Oh geez. So it's a political thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Be chilling up there for a while before heading back down for breakfast.
Lucius, were you doing anything before you take the group to breakfast?
Not really. I would be contemplating shit in the side room of my office.
All right, as you guys all line up and head out to go across to Goodberry's, Gore will stop you fours and just kind of let you know, like, hey, I don't know if you saw, but big shift is happening. Forums are all kind of up in arms. The ex-gargoyles have fallen off the map. No post, no convo. The last thing Margaret posted was, wait until the real king knows what I wrote. And that was about like 5 days ago.
That sounds ominous. Do we know what the real king might be referring to?
Gort looks at you and, I don't know, don't Orleans have kings or something? You know that's not true.
Uh-huh.
No.
But I was gonna be like, it probably used to be true. I feel like there used to be kings everywhere.
Yeah. But you will hear a notification on his phone as he goes back to playing Candy Dungeon.
Gelatinous jelly smush.
Yep. As he lines up 5 adventures as they all get smashed into a gelatinous cube.
Yeah, there you go. Like sometimes you're dropping cubes, sometimes you're dropping food for the cubes, which is just adventurers. I like it. I'd play that.
Yeah, as you guys head outside, it is actually not an overcast morning. It is early spring, so the sun is coming out. You got that nice warming smell of concrete and glass, the buzz of PHVs on the streets. Though you have noticed over the last couple days a decrease in how many airships have gone overhead.
How many airships have gone overhead? The city in general, or like our neighborhood?
Both, all. It's just like when
Okay.
you kind of notice, like, oh, it's been a while. Like, you're so used to hearing planes after a while that when you don't for a long time and one goes over, you look up like, oh,
Ah,
crazy. Okay. Hey, bro.
okay.
It's not weird because you're used to seeing them, but it's odd that you noticed this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, you cross the street. Sabrina and Esper are there. Karashi is turning on the early morning news. There's a few other people in here. You can see that old family of Lycles with their kid ordering another set of waffles.
Ooh, waffles.
I like waffles.
They're round like God intended.
I like waffles with corners.
I will enter in and make my way over to the seat.
Karashi will call back from the kitchen. Dobra bolds. Sabrina will come over and put down some menus for you, but she basically just points to a table that's big enough for all of you as Esper is talking with some of the other customers. The news behind you still has Sareem Saw, the thin-framed Illikin in the red power suit, and Osric, the androgynous android with a light blue and gray triangle pattern to his skin, as they're talking about how Duskblade Tower is completed.
I'll sit down and be paying a little bit more attention to the news than I usually do. It's just a bit awkward, changes of faces.
Is that tower construction something that we would have heard about beforehand, or?
Yeah, it's going to a little bit north of the Amon Advancements headquarters in Ziggurat, but you would see Typh on the news that the tower is built. Duskblade Tower is a gorgeous and amazing example of our success as a people. The official name is Nostrin Tower, but Duskblade just kind of feels good as he winks and smiles at the camera.
This is another really tall Amon building.
Yes, honestly, from the outside, it basically looks like a giant sword blade sticking up, as the way the glass and like the angles on the building are, kind of that more diamond shaped, if you were to look at it from the top kind of building.
It was kind of like a squished Washington Monument.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But yeah, it cuts back to Sareem and Osric as they laugh and, wow, that sure looks good. Yeah, it does. A small Chiron passes across the bottom, talking about new Kenzai ruins discovered west of Avia, before they get on to their main topic of Bastion Silver. One of the most awful terrorists we've ever seen, they've used Darmon resources to make attacks on the people in the Empire, not to mention across the world. He and his associates have lost all access to those resources, as Amon and the other conglomerates have joined forces to stop them and the work that they've been doing. In the end, they will fail, as always, because nothing can stand against the might of what the Darmon Empire can do. And Sareem would, you know that's true.
Do they draw that line that Bastion Silver is associated with Prism?
They will then show the picture similar to the poster Four saw from the roof of Bastion Silver's face, a human of medium build with tan skin and thin-framed glasses, with long brown hair pulled back into a ponytail. They also show below him a quick barrage of pictures of a few humans, a halfling, a burnt or charred-looking Artori, a large human with white hair, as they issue a warning to report if you see any of these people. They are part of the terrorist organization known as Prism.
Y'all know any of those people?
I'll glance
Nope.
at the screen, and no, I don't. But you can kind of gather from me that I feel like everything's still in order. Like, Amon has this.
Well, if Amon is sweating, Typh didn't seem to show any sign. He's looking good as always.
No butter sweats.
Jeff,
Yes,
do places still use layers of building these days, or equivalent technology?
they do. They are all patented by Amon Advancements, and so other companies can pay them for the right to use them, but that magic item is patented and controlled by them.
Because I was just thinking about the Duskblade building, and I was just like, that's not impressive. If you can just build it with a wondrous item, I don't know. Is that something that they hide from people, or?
It's what you call it, an open secret?
I guess you can't really hide it when a building goes up that fast. And
Yeah, I mean, there's construction workers that help set the parameters to it, but there are conductors that help guide those that use the layers of building. And it is a specific subsect of Android that is chosen to work for Amon Advancements that does that.
Okay, so they're all contracted up to be awesome builder musicians.
Correct.
All right. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't need to judge them just because of how they build stuff.
But yeah, as they finish up saying that known associates of Silver are still being rooted out and replaced and or terminated from their positions around the Empire and abroad. But Karashi will swing by as Sabrina and Esper are out helping some of the other customers. And what are you guys having today?
Carillion fried steak again. Strawberry jam, please.
I'll pour
Like
over the menu
fried egg omelet.
and then decide, bacon pie.
I'll do the bold, please.
Yeah, Karashi will. All right, be right back. As they'll head into the kitchen to begin work on your breakfast. Sabrina will swing by and top off coffees and pour water into Lucius's cup.
Are you really that tacky that you bring your mug to a restaurant and have them pour water in it rather than pay for coffee?
I do now.
He said he brought it last time, so I assumed he did again. You don't
Yeah.
have to, John.
No. I bring this mug with me.
Yeah, Sean even said he's grabbing all the excess waters at the table before he.
It's his favorite thing ever.
Hang on. That's good. You do the desperation coffee where you're squirting the ketchup bottles into your mug, turning into coffee. Thick, syrupy coffee.
Only the liquid turns into coffee. The rest of it's just vinegar or what? Or I don't know.
Pulp.
Like
Yeah, you gotta
Tomato
wait
pulp.
for the
you
you wait
bulb.
for the ketchup bottle to separate, and then you just unscrew the top and pour the ketchup juice into your coffee mug. Yeah.
But as Sabrina walks over to the table and checks in on all of you, and hey, how are you guys holding up?
I'm gonna look at Lucius.
It's gonna have to be all right. The negotiations that we had didn't go as well as I thought they would, and I think there's gonna be a week where you're gonna need to find somewhere else to be.
Okay, let us know when you can. Can I get sense motives from all of you?
Yes.
That is a sleight of hand.
Oh,
That is
geez.
a sleight of hand.
bunch of 20s getting dropped here. I
Sense
got
Yeah.
motive.
two.
Woo!
All
I
right,
got a total of 13.
29 over here.
22 myself.
all right. Lucius and Keegan, with a lot on their mind, don't seem to notice, but Fours and Oswald definitely do. There is kind of an odd mannerism that you haven't noticed from Sabrina before. The way she's kind of like wringing her hands, it seems like she's trying to like cover up part of her hand from, like she's self-conscious about one of her hands.
I don't want to be like rude about it, but I might fail at that part of it. But I do want to look more closely at her hand.
Yeah. As she finishes talking with Lucius, I mean, she's not covering the entire thing, but you know, it's that unconscious thing, right? Like when you bite the inside of your lip, you tongue it. If you have like a stain on your shirt, you kind of find a way to try not to show it off, kind of thing. But as she's speaking with Lucius, you can see that it looks like her pinky nail on her hand is starting to turn kind of a golden color.
Huh.
But with
I
that,
have no idea what that means.
Are we talking like roast beef golden?
I do know what that means.
more the golden color that comes after a bruise is healed, but before it's gone.
Okay, I got you.
But just weirdly on the fingernail part. But she'll look around at the table and, oh, you guys need some hot sauce. And she'll grab some Magmans and put it on the table.
Thank you.
Thanks,
And I
Sabrina.
do.
Probably go back to my HCOM. I'm just obsessively looking at like maps of banter support and like looking at the surrounding area, trying to figure out where a shooter might have perched up from.
Boss, we haven't really gone over the war talk much the last couple days. I did have an idea, and I've asked Gore to look into something for us, but Orion mentioned that we weren't the only asset he was trying to acquire, so I've got Gore looking to see who else he's issued baskets to. I thought it might be beneficial if we tried to coordinate other war weeks to coincide with our war week. If they're fighting a war against 3 or 4 people, it's going to spread them pretty thin.
And I appreciate you taking that initiative.
I was hoping I didn't overstep with that, but I figured just get some movement on it before anybody else makes decisions.
This house war has us in an awkward position, and you are a Primero. Do everything that you can.
Once Gore figures out how many people he's issued baskets to, we'll have an idea of how many people we can reach out to and talk to and see if we can coordinate something.
I feel like it would be awkward for Orion to try to start a war on so many fronts. I think it's just going to be us, but this is good for us to look into.
Yeah, I mean, he could be doing it one at a time. Once this one's over, he'll look into something else. But it seems like he was hoping for a quick turnaround, and hopefully his hubris will make him send out a few issues at once.
Gonna teach him for shorting GameStop.
I would be curious to see if there was a schedule of House Wars.
Yeah.
What happens if we don't agree on when to schedule the week of conflict?
I'll kind of be picking at my bacon pie on that one and look up at you and say that has been on my mind. If there was ever a way to get out of this, I would like to try to find a way, but I haven't seen one yet.
Yeah, I mean, could we just skip town for, I don't know, 6 months, and then there just is there's no opportunity to have a meeting on when we would have the conflict week, and we just pass right by it?
So far, it looks like we lose the bank on that one.
Just give up the building.
Yeah.
That's equivalent to surrendering.
Basically, yeah. If we skip out or don't come to an agreement or set a time for this war, it's basically we default on it.
Okay, so does that mean that Orion could just insist that the week of the conflict is going to be, I don't know, the third week in April, and if we don't agree, then we never reach an agreement, and therefore he wins by default?
No, we actually pick the week. It can't be on a holiday week, but part of being the challenged is that we pick the week.
Ah, okay.
Which is why if multiple companies have been issued challenges, if we could get all 3 of us or 4 of us or whatever to say we want this week,
Got it.
we'd be pulled in different directions. I mean, we'd have to come up with a situation for what happens to the business after the war, because then you'd have 3 people saying we did this battle this 1 week, who gets
Yeah.
what?
Would have to be divvied up, or something would have to be reckoned there.
Yeah, might need a lawyer for that, but
Yeah.
I like that. If we can't avoid policy, then maybe we try to jumble it up as hard as we can.
We also maybe need a new lawyer, and I'm kind of looking sideways at Lucius when I say this.
Throughout the past couple days, you guys will notice that I'm still hold strong to my family. So when it comes to that kind of pushing, I either ignore it or it's just I have to rely on them. They do have my back.
Your family.
Mm-hmm.
So, remind me again about Vancian Investments. Like, I know we've heard a lot about them, or their name has popped up a couple of times, but I feel like we didn't know that had anything to do with Matilda. Did we?
At this point in breakfast, this is going to be the first time that I furl brows. I'm going to drop fork and leave.
Oh, I will stop mid-chew to watch Lucius walk out.
I'll lock eyes, or I'll look at Forrest and say, you're not wrong, though.
could you wrap this up? I'm going to follow him as bodyguard. I should let him walk alone,
Yeah, I got this.
and I'll follow after Lucius.
Yeah, as you get up, Keegan, your phone will ring.
Okay, I will look at it.
It is your father.
I will stop for a moment, let it go to voicemail, and follow Lucius.
Alrighty. Very well. Inside the restaurant, Oswald and Fours.
I probably would have paused eating while Lucius left as well, but since it looks like Forrest and I are gonna stay here and kind of hash some things out, I'll go back to eating. What do you think we should do about this? Like, Lucius seems like he has a blind spot here. He seems really like this. We were both at that dinner. Like, his brother and sister are not on our side, are they?
It's hard to tell. You know how they show affection. It's anyone's guess.
Okay, so it could be that they're not actively working against us, but they could be a lot more open in how they're supporting us if they were truly on our side.
They do seem very business oriented.
Think we should do something about it, or just keep following Lucius's lead on this?
Well, I haven't even heard what his plan is, but I figure we owe it to him to hear out his plan, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, we haven't really even done anything or agreed to a date yet, so I'm still open to how things are going.
Yeah, I guess that's true. And it's his company at the end of the day. He gets to choose how he wants to handle this. I just worry.
Yeah, I mean, it's a worrisome situation.
Yeah, outside of the restaurant, Keegan, as you head out into the street, Lucius is walking across. What are you guys up to?
I catch up with Lucius and match his pace.
Yeah, I would say there's a point where I'm crossing the street and I'm not even looking to see if cars are passing, and I almost get clipped, except for I turn into mist and continue walking. My mind is elsewhere.
Yeah, I don't plan to talk to Lucius. Just match his pace and be at his side.
And as you do, I'll look you in the eyes and give a nod and then continue walking.
I'll nod and just follow along. Are we headed towards the bold requisitions?
We are. I'm heading back to my office.
An excited Gore watches as you two enter, looking for those leftover breakfast bits, but sees that none of you seem to have the face of people who are bringing leftover breakfast, and gets dutifully back to his phone.
I will let that cheer me up.
Are you headed straight for your office?
I am.
Okay, I'll let you head into your office and just I'm gonna be working with Gore for a little bit. If you need me, I'll be out here.
Yep, no words.
Yeah, back at Goodberry's, Fours and Oswald, as Karashi will come over and, what, he didn't like his bacon pie?
No, he's got a lot on his mind. I don't know. He's been a little moody for a bit.
I was going to mention to Keegan, but I guess all of you could benefit from this. Stay away from North Dusk Banter for a little bit. The gangs moot is happening.
Oh, like the Warriors?
A bunch of the gangs get together under the purview of the inevitable gang, the Lord Marit Gavintech himself. Judges and decides which new gangs are approved and which ones are dismantled. So,
Oh, wait, when's the last time a gang was dismantled via this thing?
shortly after I arrived, so about 6 years ago. I
Okay.
think they do a gangs moot about every 5 years.
Oh, okay.
When is this happening?
I think it's happening in the next week or so. I know I've never been part of an official gang, but a lot of them will be going or sending representatives.
Definitely feels like something we should check out.
Right. Well, if Lucius is looking to recruit gangs, I feel like this is the convention that he wants to go to.
I'm curious about whether gangs like the ex-gargoyles and that kind of outfit might be there, or if it's more just like street gangs. So I'll ask Karashi. Is it just like street gangs, or is it more like high-end, like, I don't know, shady criminal enterprises? Who comes to this thing? Do you know?
No, it's official gangs. 4 members or more.
I didn't know there was such a thing as an official threshold to be a gang.
Yeah, Karashi will kind of stop to, like, obviously want to go to explain into it, but will basically what you need to know is you can't have a gang unless you have at least 4 people. And then you can apply to become a recognized gang and part of the shares and the community of what that is at the gang's moot. If somebody's an ex something, then I don't know why they'd be there.
Oh yeah, the gargoyles might be there.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about is the gargoyles. And I don't know if ex-gargoyles means there used to be a gang called the Gargoyles, and now these folks aren't in it, or if just the name of their gang was always the ex-gargoyles, you know?
You've heard it in reference to these specific characters so many times that
Right.
they've fused in your head.
Exactly. It's like, oh, these 3 folks are a gang called the ex-gargoyles. Yeah. This might also be where Lucius's loophole is. You know, if Bold Requisitions turns into a gang, does that get us out of something? Maybe, I don't know.
Then we'd just be involved in gang wars.
Maybe.
Sorry, friends, but welcome to the gang wars.
I imagine we would lose our quasi-legal protection we have now for repossessing things. I don't know. It's an option, right? Maybe it's an option for Lucius to look into. So, well, thanks, Karashi. That's useful info.
Duh. You want me to box this up?
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll box it up for you guys as you guys get ready to head back over. Lucius, as you sit down at your desk, you will get a message from Ophelia. Give me a call when you got a chance. You got a new job?
Much like I'm pacing right now, I'd imagine I never did sit down. I'll pick up the phone and call.
As you go to make the call, you will get a text from General Investigator Chavry.
I stop calling and I look.
I have a favor. Call me at this number if you can help.
I wait on that. I look at it for seconds and then I call.
Call which?
Choppery.
So as Lucius, as you go to call Chavry, Fours and Oswald, you guys bring the boxes back to the office. Gore will light up as he sees you guys enter in.
I was planning on eating those later, but I'm not gonna not give him my leftovers.
Yeah, he'll. Ooh, Friday omelet.
Yep. I'm gonna head to the conference room.
Yeah, you'll see Keegan is there.
Hey, I'll reach my hand out for my leftovers. Food?
Yeah. If I'm the one carrying them, then yeah, I'll hand them.
Thank you.
I was gonna grab the bacon pie leftovers and head to Lucius's office.
As you go to enter in, you can hear Lucius is on the phone.
All right.
Back to Lucius as you call back to Chavri, she'll answer. You can hear that she's mid smoke, and she lights another one before she starts.
And I am pacing across my office.
Hey, Lucius.
What do you need from me?
It's a bit of a personal favor. If you don't do it, it's fine. I'll find someone who does, but I prefer to go with someone I trust who's not being paid by Amon.
It feels like not being paid by Amon is a thing these days. I'm not understanding what's going on.
It's a lot of shit, Lucius. Big shit. Did see it come through. I'm sorry about your house stuff. I know that's rich people problems, but I'm still sorry.
Then you know.
Yeah, we all do.
Also know that I won't be asking for favors.
Nope, it's my turn. Quinn was assigned to the Illican killer case. He went off to Sword Eye, and he has not come back. His last missive was saying that he was near Gavel Brewing. He mentioned running into a man with a nice suit, one that looked like Amon, and then I haven't heard from him in 3 days.
Sounds like we need to find him.
Call and see if you can.
I will.
I really appreciate it.
Phone clicks off.
Fours is standing there behind you with a box of bacon pie.
Hey, you left this.
Yeah. As grumpy as I seem, I'll find a way to smile and grab the box. Thank you.
Sorry, I mentioned something that
I'll be
I'm
sorry.
going to not mention anymore. You all right?
Just like when Keegan said that he might have overstepped, you cannot overstep. You are my primero.
Do you have a plan?
No. Deal with it.
Well, Karashi was telling us about this gangs moot going on in North Espanter. If you're actually looking to recruit from the gang pool, which poses its own risks, but
You'll see my eyes light up.
that's going down sometime this week.
That's where I want to be.
What are you looking for? Killers?
I'm not looking for killers. I'm looking for people that will hopefully back this area, this space.
So
It's hard.
doesn't that mean that we're basically having to deal with the moon rats?
Yes,
Don't they not like us?
they don't.
Well,
And I intend on dealing with that anyways.
I'm not going to question your charms.
I hope it works out.
Yeah, I don't know. There are all sorts of rules to everything, even gangs.
Apparently so. I didn't realize. I mean, we've never had to realize. Yet here we are.
Are we doing this favor for free? I heard you, by the way. I guess I would have had one half of that conversation. So thinking back on it, I don't even know if I would have all the context for it.
And you're right. You're right to
Let's
ask.
just make that from yeah.
You still have my back force.
Of course.
I will do everything I can to make this happen.
All right. Yeah, let's find out when this thing is.
But when it comes to Choppery, we'll keep them in our back pocket. We'll do everything we can for them. They've done everything they can for us.
They say it was Quinn that they hadn't heard from?
Yeah, and I'm worried.
Yeah. What was the last news to come out of Sordai?
That's a Jeff question.
Yeah, I feel like there was mention of it, and it might have
There
just
was.
been in lore talk, but I don't remember if it was my memory.
We've got something from. So the previous hosts of Snow Days aired some unauthorized footage of mercenaries involved in something with House Jotar in Sordai,
Ah, there it is.
and that's what got them kicked off the air. But I don't think we ever dug into that to see more about what that news story even was.
Keep in mind, I back House Amon until I don't.
Yeah, I guess they are a house now.
You also remember, Lucius, from your mission at the Del Rose estate, running into Alger Sanam. He's the one who runs the brewery in the Sordai district, Gavel Brewery. He was a forgettable gentleman, but you talked with him for a moment before he wandered off.
Yeah, he was in debt.
Yeah. We'll leave Lucius's office as we cut back to the main conference room. as Keegan is looking at his phone and sees the voicemail to text message from his father. Hey, Key, I hope you're doing okay. I've run into a spot of trouble here in Avia. I need about 5,000 credits to pay off some debts. You gonna help your old man out?
Uh, and so he left a voicemail and then text me.
Yep.
No.
I'm going to stare at the text message for a minute, and then I will back out and text Chira just a hey, and I will think on my father's request for a little bit, and go back to eating my leftovers.
After a few minutes, like waiting for you to kind of conclude whatever you're in the middle of, I'll butt in, and ask how the boss is doing.
He's got a lot on his mind, and I think he's having to think about things that he hasn't had to before, just reevaluating stuff.
You think we're gonna have any more work today?
I don't know.
I'll give it 10, 15 minutes, maybe 4, so we'll have some. We'll know what's up.
Is he going in there to talk to him?
Probably. He was at least bringing him his food. I'll make some small talk with you about the gang's mood as well. Just bring you in the loop on that. Until we
Okay.
found out about that.
That is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And Karashi told you?
Yeah. Come to think, I don't really know how he knows about it, but I don't know. Maybe when you're doing fights and whatnot, that kind of information overlaps.
Yeah, information travels, and we've had our fair share of gang members in the fights.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We're checking out, but that's still, I don't know, sometime in the next week. I don't want to just be sitting on my hands for a week.
No, I'm sure we'll get something. If not, we still have this war to plan. Did you finish all your food at the diner?
No. I gave Gorma leftovers.
Oh, you want the last bit of this steak?
It's fine. I'll get more food later.
Okay, I'll finish up what I got.
And yeah, like I say, I'll wait 10 or 15 minutes before I'm gonna go knock on Lucius's door if we haven't heard anything from them yet.
Yeah, with that, we'll cut back to Lucius's office with forwards.
Yeah, what have I gathered from the last conversation about where Quinn might be?
You know, Quinn went to Sordai, where the Illican murders were happening, and that he disappeared in where his investigation led him, which was to Gavel Brewery.
And that's tied together with who I spoke to earlier.
Lucius, I think what we should do is, because we got so much on our plate, we should send Oswald down to this brewery just to scout things out, and we'll all stay here and work on House War stuff. And I'm struggling in reality and in character to keep a straight face.
When
I'm so-
we've split up, terrible things have happened.
Oh no, I was. I understand. We'll rethink that strategy.
It's not to say that you're wrong. It's that I am biased at this point.
Mm.
If we can work together with Oswald taking point on that mission, but the rest of us working remotely but close, that's what I want.
All right. Are we taking off today? Kind of seems urgent-ish, but
Yeah.
I don't know what we got scheduled.
Yeah, we don't have a lot scheduled. I want to tackle this right now. I do
Alright.
have a call from Amon though.
All right. Road tripping. And I'm going to put out my hand for the styrofoam container or the takeout container. If you're done with it,
You'll get it.
I will bus it from the office. Leave you to your next phone call.
I'm fucking shit with names. I don't know how I can fucking forget my Amon contact's name, but I don't remember it right now. So yeah, I call Ophelia.
All right, forwards, as you head out to join the rest of the group in the conference room, Lucius, you make the call. You'll hear Ophelia pick up and Lucius, how you doing?
You have work for us?
I do. We have another job. You got about 4 days for this one. I'm on loaning some money out to a small company. Bishop Alchemy, I don't know if you heard of them. Doesn't matter. They're a subsect. They're working on a variant formula for Umbaro Pharmaceuticals. We need you to move in and take their research. They took out a big loan. They didn't pay. Grab their main data, bring the chip in, bring it back.
Sounds like our line of work, but I do have something pressing.
Well, you got 4 days on this one. Hell, you have a mercenary license now, right? Remove the threat, grab the material, do what needs to be done.
I'll rattle my mechanical hand against a tabletop. We'll work however safely we can. But this next task that I have, it will take precedence.
I mean, what, are they paying you more? What do we got?
I'll let that linger for a second. And then honestly, I don't know what I get from this.
You're under a lot of pressure right now, but you still got a job to do. I'll put you down for this one. I won't bug you on it, but this is coming from pretty high up. Get this done, I'll make sure they pay out a little bit more.
With a long sigh, I'm known for making shit happen. Phone call ends.
You will hang up on her before she says that.
The hang up wars.
Yeah, season 3 Lucius is like conversations end when I say it.
I feel like season 3 Lucius needs a spa day to relax.
Not gonna happen for a while.
I know.
Not a great feeling to be getting so early in the season.
Season 3 Lucius needs to learn to disintegrate.
But you wield it like a kid who's found his dad's gun.
You will get the email from Xavier saying, "Hey, Lucky, I know you're under a lot of stress, so I'm here to help out a bit. When you're ready, I have a couple of guys I can send your way." And there's a small martini cheers emoji at the end of it.
Yeah, quick response. I will take them.
We leave Lucius for a moment sitting in his office, looking at his phone, connection to an infinite amount of problems. We go back to the conference room with Keegan, Fours, and Oswald. In the background, you can hear Gore squealing with delight as you can hear the commercial on his phone. Next time on Shadowfell Academy. Soap opera that he's really into, as you hear, "Master Shen, what are you doing?" Cassandra Ironfist enters the room. "You know what you've done to me." Cuts to the music as he, "Oh my God." As you guys are sitting in that room with the slowly congealing smell of gravy, bacon, and the leftovers of breakfast.
Sounds like telenovela meets Twilight.
I'll look up as Forrest comes in. What's the word? What are we doing?
Looks like we've got a road trip to Sordai in our future.
Sordai.
A favor job from Detective Doss.
Chavri, who almost arrested us. Chavri.
Yeah, Doss has been promoted, but
Ah, the seeker who did not arrest us. Yes.
Right. That's true. Okay. Well, favors are good with the cops, I guess.
We are getting work.
Okay. Cool. How long does it take to drive to Sordai? That's got to be like a day, right?
It's definitely going to add on some hours. It's a bit north of our ferry, so if you imagine it was about 4 hours or so to the Del Rose estate, you're still going another almost 3 hours to the northeast after that to get into Sordai.
Okay. So yeah, it's gonna take all day to drive out there. All right.
That's fine.
And he is interested in the moot going on uptown, so figure out when that is.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, that's happening sometime in the next week or so, right? Yeah. Maybe we have time to go to Sordai and come back. What's this thing for Chavri in Sordai?
Missing persons. It's I'm trying to think of first name. Quinn.
yeah.
Is it Matthew Quinn?
Yeah.
Matthew? Okay.
First investigator Matthew Quinn, or at least last we heard he was first investigator.
Yep. He's in Sordai looking for that Illican serial killer.
I don't think I've heard about an Illican serial killer.
This sounds like a good time for me to walk in with some keys.
Where are we headed?
Just some keys.
Yep. I only have so many keys.
All right.
The big plastic Fisher Price ones.
Red one, green one, purple one.
All right, we're piling in. What should do we need to bring anything crazy for this, or just the usual?
I'll look at you and say, I'm worried, and that's all I have.
Where are we headed?
All right, I'm gonna check our stocks and see if we have any manacles.
We do.
All right.
We certainly do.
I'll grab some pairs of those. I'm not really considering weaponry too much at this point.
This one is for our friends.
I'll kind of slowly nod at that.
Yeah, you know how much I love cops.
Right. I get it though. It's complicated.
All right.
Complications is pretty much the story of this session, I think. But yeah, those are the words I have.
All right.
Okay, let's pile in the wrecker, I guess.
Go grab my armor case and my go bag.
Driving goggles.
Put the armor in the back and then get in my seat.
Yep. I'll climb in my usual spot in the back.
Where's your seat, Keegan?
The empty one.
Okay.
I feel Fours usually has shotgun.
Okay. I will be in shotgun then.
And I'll be behind Fours.
I'm gonna immediately pull out my HCOM and start looking up about this Illican murderer, because I don't think I've heard about that at all, and I'm a little worried.
No, it's an Illican that's murdering, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, over table, I'll be surprised or pleasantly happy that somebody's doing that. And I am eyebrows down, goggles on, driving.
More than one of you mentioned it so nonchalantly as though it was something like, oh, we already know all about this. It's been all over the news. How do you not already know about this? It's like,
Oswald not paying attention to the news.
that's what I'm assuming. I've been busy, like, looking at, this world's version of Google Maps for 2 days, trying to trace, like, sight lines from rooftops.
Did you find a good building?
I assume I have some potential buildings to check out at this point. There's probably more than one that it could be. Kind of depends on how far away you take the shot from. But I don't know. Maybe there's just one obvious candidate. Find out when I get out there in person.
So you guys will load up, leaving Sharop, Barry, Akalik, Gore, and Max behind.
Yeah.
Is Ravik still staying with us as well? Or is he... No, he's staying at Sharop's house, isn't he?
Correct.
Yeah, ultimately, what the auxiliary crew is doing would be looking in our best interests for the house war as best as it can do. With my misguided leadership, let's say, I'm looking more towards uniting gangs at this point. That's where my focus is. So whatever they're doing, they're kind of on their own. I could be more present. Bad leadership. ...
So is this all leading towards you challenging Lord Marut Gavantek for the title of Pirate King?
Maybe. We'll see how it goes. Maybe this is where fucking Max and Akalik turn out to be the badasses that they might be.
Since we're on the road, I'm gonna message Gore, see if there was any luck with what he's found out, if he's found anything out yet, or if he's even looked yet.
Yeah, Gore would message back a couple fun emojis like fireworks, sword, angry face, before I'm going to have to get access into some law servers in order to find out where these are filed. But I will let you know. But I can tell you right now, there are 3 other companies that he has challenged.
Okay. Awesome. Sounds good. Keep looking. Thank you.
He sends back a winking lizard folk emoji.
And I will spread that information along. It looks like Banter Support has challenged 3 other companies as well.
Well then, damn, you were wise to look into that.
Gore's currently looking into who, so we can hopefully set up something. Because
And by challenge, is this like officially like wine delivered and open type of thing for 3 others? We're also unsure.
That we're unsure about.
All right.
Whether it's just the paperwork is put in and he's going to, or he has officially challenged them, but it looks like there's 3 others he's looking at. Once Gore gets more information, I'll send that along too.
Sounds like we have 3 potential allies.
Very well, our heroes will set out from their neighborhood, traveling north to the Sordai district, taking the freeways across past the massive city, keeping the Amon Ziggurat on your right. So at this point to the north, as you guys head towards the Arferi district, before hours later turning towards the Sordai. Upon this travel, Fours, you will get a text from Blake.
Oh, okay. From the drone zone.
Yeah. He says Zeterix is dead.
This is a text.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I would have made that a phone call myself, but
Is he saying anything else? Is there like a ...
There's not.
All right. I'm going to text back like a smiling, laughing face and a question mark.
Yeah, you'd get the response back. Nah, man, it's serious. Mulmari found the body.
Where? When?
Found it the other day in a in some sort of a abandoned, burnt out office building. I'm just letting you know. The text says.
And I guess I'll text back, thanks.
Yeah, you guys will continue to drive as the lights pass overhead. Billboards before that used to have the saving squid now have vigilant eyes looking out for dangers within the empire of what Prism might bring. You can see the large blade-like looking building of Duskblade Tower standing a little bit north to the ziggurat of Amon Advancements with their lights beaming up into the air as you guys move your way towards Sword Eye. And that's where we'll end the session.
I love that.
Fucking
Nice.
bummer. Pocket quests. Cha-cha.
So many quests.
Yep.
Jesus.
Welcome to
Alright.
Big Campaign, where quests are like glitter. They get everywhere. They're going to be all over your shit for months. It's never going away. You're doing this forever.
Glitter bar.
We ignore them. They'll make them bigger problems.
Yep. Some of them become bigger problems.
Thanks for listening. As always, our intro and outro are by Nihilor, the track called The Dweller on the Threshold. We did include some music, Driving Through the City, from Aurelia. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Okay, thanks. Bye.